So schön gemacht. Hallo. Einige Interaktionen kosten an Aktionspunkte.
Good evening, Husar.
Ah, there's our belle of the ball. Liza, right? You actually don't look half bad when you're not covered in graveyard dirt.
Na, vielen Dank für das Kompliment.
Graveyard dirt? First the Countess, now you? Why is everyone going on about funerals?
Surely an educated lady like you must have put together who we are by now, haven't you?
Können wir leider nicht antworten, weil wir Literatur nicht auf 8 sind.
I'd rather not guess. Please, just tell me straight. Who are you?
Simply, we are vampires.
Is this why I had no reflection in the mirror?
If that's what you're concerned about, you look just fine.
Does this mean I'm dead?
Dead, alive, who the hell cares? Trust me, Liza, you just won the lottery.
I don't even remember how it happened. Must be some sort of a defense mechanism that suppresses a traumatic experience.
That actually does happen quite a bit. That memory usually comes back soon enough.
What about my family? When can I see them?
I was worried you will ask me that. Technically, they think you are dead, and it is best for everyone if they keep thinking that. It's true, too.
Can't just leave them like this. They have to know I'm all right.
Look, I know this is too much for you to take in right now. Maybe that's a conversation we should revisit another time.
Countess calls you Husar. What's your real name?
At this point, I've been called that far longer than my real name. Just call me that.
All right, Husar it is. I have so many questions.
See, that's what I was afraid of. Theory is not my forte. I'm a proponent of learning by doing. Why don't you go talk the ears off some other guests while I finish smoking in peace? After that, I can show you what it's really like to be one of us.
I suppose I can do that. Could you at least tell me a little bit about the people, the guests in there?
Oh, come on. Where is your spirit of adventure? I'm sure you'll figure it out on your own. What is it?
I wonder if the Countess would approve of you pushing your responsibilities off to a bunch of strangers.
Well played. Fine, let me think for a moment about our fun little group here. You've already met the Countess, so that's a big plus. Not everyone gets to do that in their first month, let alone first day. Who else would you like to know about?
Habe ich mir jetzt gar nicht alle so genau angeguckt, aber wir fragen einfach mal über alle.
Who is the intense lady with the purple hair?
That's Elisa. She is quite important around here. I'd try to start out on the right foot with her if I were you.
What could you tell me about the woman in the pink dress?
You must mean Arbin. You know, they say she was born somewhere far to the east. That broad has been around forever. Probably has a tale or two to share.
What about the young man who asked about my health?
Who? Oh, you must mean Petya. He is just a human. Elisa brought him in for fun. He is such a card and has absolutely no clue.
That sounds cruel.
Don't be like that. It's all in good fun.
Haben Menschlichkeit erhalten. Oh, sehr cool.
I suppose that's everyone of note, really. Besides me, of course.
Of course. All right. Thank you kindly. I'll be back soon enough.
No rush, please.
Haben wieder Erfahrungspunkte erhalten. Aufgabe abgeschlossen. Wir haben herausgefunden, was los ist. Können wir... Okay, neues Ziel. Wir sollen uns mit den Gästen unterhalten. Und können wir Punkte verteilen? Nein. Ich frage mich, wo wir dann diese Erfahrungspunkte... Okay, nein. So, also die Frau mit dem rosa Kleid. Aber nicht reden anscheinend. Hier mit den pinken Haaren.
Come on. Don't any of you cowards want to have any fun?
My lady, with all due respect, Russian roulette just seems like, too much fun for the night.
Fine. Get lost then. Be on your merry way. Who knew that the second time I die would be of boredom?
Das ist Liza. Die sollen wir auf einen guten Fuß erwischen. Die scheint aber gerade etwas gelangweilt zu sein.
Now, would you look at this pretty picture? I could barely recognize you from before. Where did you get this dress?
It's a gift from the Countess. She is very generous.
Huh. I thought it looked familiar. Name is Liza, by the way.
Liza, it's a pleasure. So, I've just been turned today.
Congratulations. That must be quite shocking. Thrilling, even. I'm envious, really.
Yes, thank you. I'm not quite sure how to process all this yet. What does one even do with this? Being dead, drinking blood, who knows what else?
Same thing anyone around here does. Masticating plain eternity day after day. Spicing it up any way you can.
Hence the Russian roulette.
We're already dead, aren't we? What else is there to lose? Do you fancy a round?
Maybe some other time.
Suit yourself.
May I ask who was the young man you talked with earlier?
Who, Petya? Why, are you interested?
Goodness, no. I was just making conversation.
Don't be shy. We're not attached. Petya is human. I picked him up at the town market. He is a salesman. A ridiculously bad one at that.
If you two are not an item, may I ask why did you invite him over?
Because it was my turn.
A turn for what?
To spice up the eternity.
So, it's true what they say? Vampires live forever?
We exist forever. We don't live. But then again, few do.
Does this mean that we can't stop existing?
Oh, sweetheart, there is nothing easier. Just stop drinking blood for a few days, fall from a high roof, or just step into the sunlight.
I should probably be writing this all down.
So, now that you have eternity on your side, do you consider your existence more valuable?
I suppose infinite time does add some gravity to it.
I see. In that case, How would you compare the value of your new existence to, say, Petia's?
What a strange question. They are equally important, of course.
Fair enough. Still, it's an interesting thought experiment, isn't it?
Indeed. Excuse me. I think someone is calling for me.
Wurden einige Sachen aktualisiert. Kurz Beziehung. Jawohl, wir haben Liza kennengelernt. Ich glaube, hier wurde einiges dazu hinzugefügt. Husaren, russisches Roulette. Oh, hier haben wir wieder was. Höhere Gesellschaft ist ein mächtiger Rat, der die Gesetze und den ethischen Kodex für die Vampire in ihrem Gebiet einführt und verabschiedet. Die Organisation selbst ist international und hat oft eine gemeinsame Agenda, aber die Einflussgebiete sind in Bezirke mit verschiedenen lokalen Oberhäuptern aufgeteilt und einige Aspekte der Beschlüsse unterscheiden sich von Land zu Land. Todesamnesie, eine allgemein bekannte Nebenwirkung der Verwandlung in einen Vampir, ist das Vergessen der Umstände des eigenen Todes. Die höhere Gesellschaft rät davon ab, jemandem die Details seiner Verwandlung zu erzählen, da dies ein zusätzliches Trauma während des ohnehin schon turbulenten Übergangs verursachen kann. Meistens kehrt die Erinnerung an den eigenen Tod innerhalb des ersten Jahres nach der Verwandlung zurück. In manchen Fällen kann die Todesamnesie aber auch Jahrzehnte dauern. Kontaktaufnahme mit Familien. Neu verwandelten Vampiren ist es strengstens untersagt, sich an ihre früheren Familien zu wenden, da dies das Risiko birgt, die Wahrheit über Vampire in der menschlichen Welt zu verbreiten. Obwohl diese Regel gelegentlich gebrochen wird, gilt dies als schweres Verbrechen und zieht harte Strafen für Zuwiderhandelnde nach sich, wenn sie entdeckt werden. Auftrag: Wir sollen uns weiterhin mit den Gästen unterhalten. Okay, wir haben also Liza kennengelernt. Können wir euch auch hier mit euch nicht reden, okay? Euch auch nicht?
Have you
Oh,
tried
doch.
the Countess's Cabernet? Honestly, I think this may have been the best one I ever tasted.
I prefer to stick to clear drinks around here. If you really want to try some decent Cabernet, stop by my salon on the main street.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. I'll take you up on that offer.
Hello. I don't think I've seen you around here before. I'm Arbin.
I'm Liza. Good evening to you too.
Robin kennengelernt.
You don't sound so sure. Is it really a good one for you?
You're right. If I'm honest, it hasn't been the easiest night.
That's what I thought. My advice is always be honest, unless you absolutely can't be. In the end, it does make everyone feel better.
That's a good piece of advice.
Stick with me, lovely. I'm chock full of them.
I couldn't help but overhear that you are a wine expert?
I dabble. I run a literary salon in town and serve drinks there.
How exciting. All kinds of interesting people must come by.
You'd be surprised, my dear, and mildly disappointed. I'd love for you to stop by one day. I'll treat you to a round of something nice.
I'll make sure to visit.
Nebenaufträge. Neben dem Erleben der Hauptgeschichte ist Liza dazu ermutigt, die Stadt zu erkunden und andere Charaktere kennenzulernen. Abhängig von der Person muss Liza manchmal bestimmte Kriterien erfüllen, wie zum Beispiel von bestimmten Fertigkeiten oder Moralstufen, um ihre Aufträge zu beginnen oder fortzusetzen. Neuer Auftrag wurde hinzugefügt. Neues Ziel: besuche Arbin in ihrem Salon.
Since you're an expert, May I ask you about the wine that the Countess gave me? I'll admit I found it delicious, but it wasn't really wine, was it?
It was not. Cabernet was sort of our code word for blood, so we don't shock any innocents. And then we just got used to it. Funny how language works, isn't it?
Yes. Funny. Arbin, I've only just been turned, and all of this is very new to me. May I trouble you for some advice?
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has someone in your family enjoyed wine a little too much?
Yes. My father. Wine, vodka, anything he can drink, really. You aren't clairvoyant, are you?
Everyone becomes a little clairvoyant if they live long enough and pay attention. I saw you drinking that glass earlier, and I think you should be careful around it, my dear.
Alcohol's my father's problem. It isn't mine.
It's not just alcohol you should be concerned about. You can keep away from it if you want. Blood, however, you will now have to drink, whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not.
Demons are hereditary, my dear. Always remember that.
Well, I should get going.
Good luck. I have a feeling we'll see each other soon.
Ah, sehr schön. Es wurde irgendwas aktualisiert. Hier nochmal was an. Ah, wir können ja auch nochmal was lesen über Arbin. Liza lernte Arbin auf Gräfin Orlavas Feier in ihrer ersten Nacht als Vampirin kennen. Arbin war eine der wenigen, die Mitgefühl mit Lisas Zustand zeigten und ihr echte Ratschläge gab. Sie lud Liza zu einem Getränk in ihren literarischen Salon in der Stadt ein. Status untot, vollständiger Name unbekannt, Adresse literarischer Salon Hauptstraße. Das ist ja cool. Liza lernte Alisa zum ersten Mal auf der Feier der Gräfin kennen, zusammen mit ihrem menschlichen Freund Petja. Okay. Wir nochmal zu Petja, oder? Können wir bei euch irgendwas? Nein, offensichtlich nicht.
I do actually have a model right here with me. I always carry Matilda with me, just in case a good opportunity strikes. You never know. Look into her eyes. Doesn't she look alive to you? Like she's going to blink?
Yes, well... Apologies.
Petya.
Petya, we should probably go and discuss some urgent business with the Countess.
I do actually have a model right here with me.
I don't know how, but I can just sense that he is not one of us. Such a strange feeling. Attraction? No, but something very similar. He is most certainly human.
Oh, hello. It's you, lady in the nightgown.
Nachthemddame.
How are you feeling? I was really worried.
Much better. Thank you. I'm Liza, by the way.
Of course. Where are my manners? I'm Petya.
It's a pleasure. You were the only one who seemed to care about my illness.
Oh, nonsense. They are a lovely bunch around here, just all very busy. the third group I'm pitching my dolls to, and everyone keeps running off for urgent business.
Did you say you're selling dolls?
And making them, yes.
I see you have one with you. May I take a look?
Of course. Matilda here is my favorite. I'd love to get some honest feedback. Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's just lovely. So detailed and human-like. She reminds me of the one I had when I was a little girl.
That's exactly what I wanted to accomplish. Thank you. I knew someone here would appreciate it. I'm hoping to show her to the Countess. With her approval, the sky's the limit. You know, making toys is what I wanted to do since I was a little boy. My father always called this foolishness, among other things. Said it's not manly work. I never managed to convince him otherwise.
I'm sorry. That must have been tough.
Well, here I am, still at it. I do have a feeling that I'm onto something with Matilda. Just you wait. My gut tells me that tonight is going to bring something special, and it's never wrong.
How did you end up being invited here, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, that's all thanks to Elisa, the lovely young woman in the yellow dress. She saw me at the town market and saw some real potential in my work. She said that the people in the manor might be interested in seeing it, and you didn't have to ask me twice.
I see. How is pitching going so far?
I'll admit, it's a little slow, but the night is still young.
You are an optimistic guy, aren't you, Petya?
My mother used to say that my hope will be the death of me. But what's the point of living if you don't believe in people and yourself?
You may be right about that. At least I truly hope you are. Best of luck with everything, Petya. Hope everything works out with the Countess.
Thank you, Liza. You're very kind.
Okay, wir haben Petya also näher kennengelernt. Aufgabe abgeschlossen. Wir haben uns mit den Gästen unterhalten und Erfahrungspunkte erhalten. Und wir sollen zum Husaren zurückkehren. Schauen wir noch kurz. Oh, schade, Petya ist gar nicht dabei. Oder kommt der noch? Ach, der ist auf der... Ah, hier ist noch eine zweite Seite. Hier haben wir noch die Gräfin. Oh, als Oberhaupt der örtlichen Abteilung der höheren Gesellschaft, einer vampirischen Organisation, die für die Gesetze und Ethik der Spezies zuständig ist, ist Gräfin Orlova eine bekannte, reiche und mächtige Persönlichkeit der Gegend. Als Liza als Vampirin erwachte, gelangte sie in die oberen Stockwerke des Anwesens der Gräfin und fand sich in einem Ballsaal inmitten einer Reihe hochrangigerer Gäste wieder. Unter den gegebenen Umständen tat die Gräfin ihr Bestes, um sich um Liza zu kümmern und schenkte ihr ein wunderschönes Abendkleid als Willkommensgeschenk. Kurz darauf zog sie sich von der Feier zurück, um sich um dringendere Angelegenheiten zu kümmern. Sehr schön, Sophia Orlova. Dann haben wir hier Petya. Liza traf Petya auf der Feier der höheren Gesellschaft, gleich nachdem sie als Vampirin erwacht war. Als sie mit Petya über sein Leben sprach, erfuhr Liza, dass er Puppenmacher und Verkäufer ist. Seine tiefe Leidenschaft für sein Handwerk war spürbar, auch wenn sie für manche möglicherweise etwas übertrieben erschien. Und hier haben wir noch über den Husaren. Als Liza in eine Vampirin verwandelt wurde, beauftragte Gräfin Orlova den Husaren damit, sie einzuweisen. Naja, gut. Hier haben wir noch mehr? Nein, 2 Seiten. Okay. Okay, wir sollen also wieder zu dem Husaren zurückkehren.
Good timing. I just finished up.
Yes, how lucky.
Don't be snappy, Liza. Smoking is an important routine for a soldier. Can't be interrupted.
A soldier, huh? And which division were you in, exactly?
We can talk about the divisions some other time, perhaps. So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
What is going on in the basement of the manor? It's absolutely terrifying down there.
Oh yes, the basement. If I were you, I would just forget all about it.
Excuse me?
All I know is that Countess conducts her business and she doesn't enjoy people meddling in it.
If it's so confidential, how come I ended up there in the first place?
Minor oversight. You were supposed to be moved upstairs before you were up, but appears that you are an early riser.
And whose oversight was it, may I ask?
Let's not focus on casting blame, shall we? I say all's well that ends well. So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
Who ended up letting me out of the chamber?
If I'm honest, I haven't the foggiest idea. I thought you knew.
Well, I don't. And whoever it was gives me the goosebumps. On top of everything, I ended up promising them a favor and felt a bad burn on my shoulder right after that. Do you know what it could possibly be?
Let me take a look. Oh, brother.
What? What is it?
It could be nothing, really. No need to worry. Just make sure that you show this to the doctor when you see him, all right?
All right.
So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
If vampires are real, does this mean other fairy tales are?
You'll have to be more specific than that.
Rusalkas? Domovoys? Ghosts?
Yes, no, yes. We'll spend all night here if we keep talking about flora and fauna. If you want my advice, focus on yourself first. That always ends up working for me. So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
Nein, das war erstmal alles.
I suppose that's it for the time being.
Perfect. If you don't mind me asking, what do you make of all this? I take it you've done a couple laps around the ballroom, learned a little more about what it's like to be one of us.
Well, I'm obviously still in shock, but
Yes?
from a scientific perspective, I have to admit I'm curious. This is certainly a unique condition we are in. I'd love to learn more about it for my studies.
I'm impressed. I can certainly see now why the doctor chose you as his apprentice. All right. Have you read Thunderstorm?
I'm not so sure. Why?
Well, unlike Katerina in the play, you no longer need to wonder why people can't fly.
How did you do that?
By sheer will, Liza. It's very simple.
How were you even talking with me in such a state?
That's yet another benefit of being one of us. We can project our thoughts into people's minds.
Ach, ist das cool.
I prefer it, really. I find normal speech kind of primitive.
Why don't you do it all the time then?
I'd love to, but you don't want to get too used to it and scare a human by accident. Now, why don't you try it? Let's see what kind of bat you are.
Ah, wir werden auch zu einer Fledermaus. Ist das cool. Haben eine neue Fähigkeit freigeschaltet. Halte Maustaste gedrückt, um auf die Vampirfähigkeiten zuzugreifen und dich in eine Fledermaus zu verwandeln. Wir werden also eine Fledermaus.
Goodness.
Oh, wie süß.
Isn't this a hoot? Come on, I'll show you around.
Ei. Fledermauslandung. Die Fledermausanzeige unten links auf dem Bildschirm gibt an, ob die Fledermausverwandlung gerade möglich ist. Um in der Fledermausgestalt zu landen, nähere dich einer Fläche von oben, bis ein Landekreis unter dir erscheint. Oh je. Oh.
Seems like you're catching on. Follow me.
Das ist ja cool.